Hello, today is the 28th of September 2010, and silver again today, continuing its uptrend, and the path of least resistance is that of higher. And it's been a tremendous uprise. I was not thinking it would work out the way that it has, with small gains, but really no retracements, and that is as of yet. I was asked earlier today, when should I buy? What kind of dip can be expected? And really, you can't know for sure the best time to get in. I was mentioning earlier that at 1860 was a nice little level and it worked out extremely well. But when you have these big gains, you have to establish a level of support. Let's look at these past gains. This is another one here. Back in 2009, when the silver price moved from 10 and change upwards to over 14, at this point here, you needed to establish a level of support. There we go. It established it in this level here. On this upward trend, it established a level with this correction through time. On this move higher, it had a retracement here, and within this big move, same thing again. You go from about 14 up to 17 and change. You need to retrace. You develop a level of support. So we need to develop a level, whether it is a correction through price, like this one happens to be, or whether we have some sort of correction through time, sort of like this one. We need to have some sort. And you can say, well, Fibonacci can help out, which it can. It can give you an area where you may encounter a level of support. And when you look at this, you can make a case for 18 being a low and 22 being the top. And if we take a look at some exponential Fibonacci, or linear, doesn't matter, all the same, within this 18 and 22 level, the 61.8 is, we'll say, roughly around 2040 as a significant area. So if you have any retracement down towards here, that's an area where oftentimes that buyers would come into control. But I've been saying this for the last month. The trend is higher. There's nothing showing right now that this trend is going to end. There really is no such thing as up too much. Where if it goes up to say 26, instead of me saying 20 and a half, I'd like to find support. In between 22 and 23, I would be stating I would like to find an area of support. So what we're going to do now is take a look at this chart on the 15-minute time frame. This is the SLV chart adjusted to the price of silver COMEX, which is roughly a little over 2% more. And this indicator just states how much one would be up in exactly 5 days time frame. So it's been staying above the 0% range, which is massively bullish. But the key thing is this trend line. I'm going to make this a different color and not quite as big. This trend line in here is the significant one. If you can make a case that this would be one, but just breaking above this line, that can be some serious gains of another 10-15% thus far. The 5-day moving average has been a successful test on 3 different occasions. So all the corrections that we've had on here, a time correction, a little small price, time, followed by the price last night, and that has been it. There has really been not much in the way of corrections on the shorter term time frame. These other moving averages in here represent the VWAP, or 2 different VWAPs, and the 20-day moving average. You can stick a 50, 100, 200-day moving average. It really doesn't matter too much until we have the retracements, because they're all rising steadily and the price is well above those significant moving averages right now. You can make a case for this trend line, but you really don't need it, because the 5-day moving average pretty much is working very well within this trend line. right now. So, as I was saying before, we were in such a large range. Usually, a lot of times, the breakout or breakdowns of the range can have explosive moves. This one was no difference. We're in a range again. The only difference is this range, instead of it being a sideways range, it is that of an upwards range with the path of least resistance going higher.